Welcome back to the program. Well, knowing what we want and then going for it is one of the hardest things to achieve. My next guest, at just 21, had saved enough money to start a restaurant and a good business, but lost the lot because of her husband's gambling debts. Not to be deterred, she forged on and has spent the last 25 years building up successful national businesses. 10 years ago, she saw the need for women, especially women, to have assistance in business, and she set up the Australian Executive Women's Network. I'm speaking of Lucille Orr, who joins me this afternoon. Lucille, welcome.
Hi, Kerry.
As I mentioned, you had a rocky start.
Oh, well, rather.
A big rocky start. You went on for the next few years running businesses. What are your credentials?
Well, basically I'm self-taught. I only went to third year high school, and I think that's refreshing for other people to know, because you can self-educate yourself along the way. But the biggest asset I found that I ever had in business was not being afraid to ask people for help, because you can learn more quickly from mentors, from people that have got experience, and you can also gain a lot by asking for support financially or in other ways. So I got free office space, I got the use of free computer equipment when I had my computer business, I got money. You know, I just asked for it.
Just asking, literally.
Literally just asking.
Having the will to do business, and also not only the will, having to support yourself.
Well, that was another thing. Not only myself, but after my marriage broke up, I ended up with my mother and 11-year-old sister to support as well in a one-bedroom flat. And at that time, I had $20 in my purse. So I think the biggest lesson I learnt, Kerry, was that if you lose everything, you've got nothing to lose if you start again.
Okay.
So sometimes money can be fun. When you haven't got it.
When you haven't got it, fine. As I mentioned, 1986, you set up the Australian Women's Network.
Yes. Now, the reason I did that was when I had a national business in 3 states and I was travelling between the branches, I used to find it very lonely, particularly back in the 60s and 70s when I was only really doing business with men. And I really wished that I'd meet more women in business, and they weren't around. So I felt that if we had a women's network, particularly a business-type network, women could share and learn from one another and help each other in business.
But there'd be a lot of criticism. Why do women need a network? I mean, come on.
Men have had them for years, Kerry. You know, they have. So it's our turn now. And what's actually happening is we're learning that profit's not a dirty word, and that we're learning from each other's experience in business. It's great.
So how does a network for women work?
Okay, well, we do invite men to get involved, and we have got male members, so we're not exclusively just for women. But what we are finding is that by having lunches and meetings and workshops and seminars, we can share the information and learn from each other. And that's what we're doing. And now I've brought out an audio magazine to be able to bring that to the public as well.
What's the biggest single mistake that women make in business? Well, you know, we hear about the glass ceiling. Is that a glass ceiling we impose on ourselves?
In a lot of cases, I believe we do. And the reason I say that, and a lot of women would criticise the fact that I would say that, is because often we don't want to get out of the comfort zone of a job we've had for a long time. We've worked our way up, we get to a certain level, and we've been there a long time. We're going to lose superannuation benefits and a lot of other benefits by leaving. So we let this glass ceiling hold us back. And the glass ceiling is often because there's a political reason why the organisation can't let you go any further, or there could be a male boss holding you back, or even a female.
Indeed.
So what we have to do is get out of the job and go somewhere else, that's all.
Well, how do females react to other females in a job situation?
In a lot of cases in the early days...
You know, it's a very big generalisation, but...
Well, it is, but in the early days, women used to hold on to knowledge thinking it was power and didn't share it, which was really holding them back. Today, the opposite's happening. I'm actually getting asked to go into organisations and teach supervisors to think like managers so that women managers can push themselves up. So the best lesson that women can learn in business is to create a network within the business for themselves, because that's what the men have done.
Because sometimes people, whether it's a male or female, can be afraid of teaching somebody else on the up how good and easy things are, because they'll be done out of a job.
Well, you see, that's the way women think, but it's not true, because the more you can delegate to other people, the higher you can be pushed up by those people to the high corporate top of the ladder. So it is important for us to pass on everything we know and be confident that if we have good people underneath us, we can go right to the top.
Well, to be successful, you have to surround yourself, and be powerful and successful, surround yourself by people who are very good at what they do.
Absolutely.
And make you shine, if you want to be purely selfish about it. So what advice do you have for women who perhaps are homemakers at the moment? They need to or want to strive in the workforce. What would you suggest?
Well, the first thing I'd suggest is I really would like them to buy my book, because How to Ask for What You Want and Get It is a book that I wrote which includes a lot of information about what I've done to become successful and others. This book actually explains how you can do it with nothing. You know, so many women these days are starting with a hobby, which they develop into a business by asking for help. And I teach people how to get corporate sponsorship and how to approach a bank manager, how to find the right mentor, how to find the right business partner, you know, all these types of things. And there's also a lot of good business networks around, not only our network, but a lot of other networks and the small business office.
And if they look at it as a road to freedom.
Well, I believe it is.
Well, Lucille, a very interesting discussion. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, and more success to you.
Thank you very much.
Lucille Orr joining us this afternoon. A lot more on the program. And next, though, spoil your best friend at Christmas.